Hi guys, I hope everybody is safe at home. In my last video, I talked to you guys about how you can be creative sitting at home and utilize your time in a better way with your team. In today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about creative structuring. Um, so I have around around 8 points to talk about today. So basically, creative team helps you blur the border between the company and the customer. How? The creative team works in sync with the sales team, and that's how you come up with some ideas, concepts, and that's how you help your customers get more juice for the kind of concept they're looking out for. So I'll talk about some of the ways. First thing is, you have to build a structure. It is very important to have a structure or place where the teams can work together. And structure is not an enemy of creative thinking, but rather more structured thought process helps the team to produce better output. So the point number one is build a structure. Have your team, uh, just make your team, compose your team. How you're going to distribute your work to the team to work creatively, and so build a structure. Second is encourage them for experimentation. See, this is the time when they'll be coming up with different ideas. Some of the ideas would be creative, some of them would be less creative, but give them chance. Encourage their experimentation work. um, Always, if any idea comes which is really great, then you can always reward that idea. Provide Third point is provide a forum for new ideas. Now, you should create an environment where people are not intimidated or afraid of suggesting an idea. See, this is the time when you need to understand something. They are working from home, they're sitting with their family, and then still thinking creative. So they are trying to help you guys. You also try to help them out by helping them with, see, right now, set them free, let them think about whatever ideas they have, let them brainstorm with themselves, with their team members, and come up with ideas. So that's point number three, provide them a forum for new ideas. Then fourth is a very important point. You guys will have to first decide what is your team, and then have kind of diversions to your team. See, they when you form a team, people with different perspective has to be clubbed together. There are few people who can see a cloud in a silver line, and then there are few people who are good stretchers of concepts. So you have to have a proper mix of both kind of people in your team. And once you do that, then later on you start realizing that this person's forte is this, and that person is good at that. So then it'll be easy for you to generate better ideas, and you will exactly know which person is responsible for what. So right now, once you distribute the project, just think about it that you have to distribute it in a way, for the people who are stretchers of the concepts, you give them that kind of project, and the people who are really creative, give them that kind of project, so that you have a good mix. Point number five, remain focused to your big picture. It's very easy to get bogged down with the kind of environment which is there, and it is very easy to get bogged down. But give them a bigger picture, that give them targets, that every week they have to come up with one concept or two concepts, or two workable concepts. So give them something to brainstorm on. You have to give them some kind of design brief, so that they can function better, they can think in that direction. Point number six is a very interesting point, that is called slow motion creative multitasking. Now, what is slow motion creative multitasking? I'm going to talk a little bit about creative multitasking. See, do not give just one idea to a team or a person. Give them multiple ideas, because when creative people work, what generally happens is, see, once you give them a little bit of slow pace, once you give them target, it's very difficult for them to come up with good ideas. Give them 10 concepts, 10 ideas, or 10 thoughts, and ask them to just think over it. Let them go slowly, let them shift. The shuffling of the idea is perfectly fine. You do not want to go and give them something which you ask them to just, give them one concept, ask them to drag it for a couple of months. That's not right. Give them 10, 15 ideas to work on. A lot of times, yeah, me being a creative person, it has happened in my life also, that while working with one idea, I get some thought about the other idea, that jump onto that, and when I'm doing that idea, I get suddenly a solution to this problem, which was in the first concept. So such thing happens. So give them, so that's called slow motion creative multitasking. Give them the full chance to do work on that. Give them multiple projects. Ask them to work on multiple ideas. Let them learn multitasking. In today's world, multitasking is very, very important, and the multitasking in the creative form is called slow motion multitasking. Slow motion creative multitasking. Point number 7: be open to ideas with the employees at all level. It is okay, there are some newer staff also, they come up with a spark of innovation. So give them a free hand. For the creative work area, it is very, very important to give that free hand. Once you start giving that free hand, it becomes easy for them to cope up. Point number 8: give control over the workplace. It is so important that if you are defining an area to them, give them whole and soul that project to work on. Do not intervene, do not put your thoughts into it right now. Let them work on it. There will be a feedback session which you can do it. Now, coming to the feedback session, so these are my 8 points. Now I'm going to be talking something really, really interesting. Come up with a concept called weekly awesomeness report. Now, what is weekly awesomeness report? Is, see, you have given all these, you have worked on all these 8 points, given your creative team to work on it, and all that's completely fair. Now, how do you generate work out of it? So that's called weekly awesomeness report, which is a term which I created. Awesomeness. Every team or every individual has to come up with one idea, one workable idea, by in a form of presentation. They can send it to you. So, and no matter whatever idea it is, if they feel it's good, accept it. And so the name awesomeness is because they feel it's awesome. They feel it's awesome enough to be proposed to you. So that's called weekly awesomeness report. So I have not gone through the technical terms. We created a own term for it. Okay, there's one more thing that, once you give them control, once you, my point, coming back to my point number 8, where I talked to you about giving them the control over the workplace. Once they get the control is also the control of their own language. Let them define their own term. Say, for example, during coronavirus or COVID-19, the innovation which came during this time could be called as connovation. Innovation, COVID, just clubbed together. So let them come up with their own terms. That will help them get a little bit of they'll think more than just the design. They'll start training. This way we'll start training their mind for the games also, which are more important eventually. So these are some of the ways by which I feel if you work with your team during this time, you'll be able to get fruitful results. There are a few more interesting ideas which I'm going to be working on over a couple of weeks, and we'll present it to you soon. But in the meanwhile, if you want to get back with any of your questions, please feel free to message me or just send me a message on LinkedIn. I'll try to help you out. Stay safe, and thank you so much.